Most people agree that the ideal way to play your Switch games is with a Pro controller. The problem is, when you're not at home or can't dock the system for whatever reason, finding a surface to rest your Switch on while comfortably angling the screen towards you with its lackluster kickstand can be a challenge. Not to mention situations where you have no surface at all to work with. Well, the SwitchMount Pro may just be the solution that players have been looking for. Originally launched as an Indiegogo campaign, this Nintendo Switch attachment has since made its way to retail. Just so you're aware, I was sent mine for review and intend to give you an honest assessment of the product, so let's get into it. Assembly is incredibly simple. You just need to loosen the nut on the ball mount attachment and pop it into place. Then unlatch the lower clasp and wrap it around your favorite Nintendo Switch Pro controller. Locking it in place might take a bit of pressure. Just push down on the controller with your fingers while lifting up on the tab with your thumb until you hear them snap together. You can now mount any screen that you'd like onto this thing by stretching out the clamping mechanism. I found that pushing the device downward into position is the most convenient way to do it. The design of the mounting plate cleverly leaves the headphone jack and charging port clear and accessible, so you're never inconvenienced while using it. You unscrew either side of this pivot point to adjust the screen to the height that you want, and do the same to adjust the ball mount and find the angle that suits your needs. I'm super impressed by just how customizable the viewing angle is with only 2 points of articulation. Bringing the screen down as close as possible to the controller gives it the feel of a single, compact, if not a little bit bulky handheld system. Stretching the arm up and outwards gives your thumbs more clearance to move around, and can bring the screen a little bit closer to your face, but it'll come at the cost of having to work a little bit harder to keep everything steady. You can also turn the screen vertical for the handful of Switch games that support that feature. Hell, it even works pretty well as a makeshift tripod to lift up the console to a more optimal viewing angle for on-the-go multiplayer sessions. I will say the extra weight added to the controller by attaching a Switch to it is compounded by the fact that it's being held up by an arm. Holding an irregular, unbalanced object like this steady in your hands for an extended period of time can get uncomfortable, even when resting it in your lap. The plus, minus, capture, and home buttons are also a little bit harder to press with the extra plastic that's surrounding them. I also found these hinges on either side of the triggers to be a little bit too pointy, which made me adjust my usual grip while playing in order to not poke my fingers on them. It's not the biggest deal, but it's worth mentioning. All in all, I think the SwitchMount Pro is a simple, straightforward accessory that accomplishes exactly what it set out to do, with very few compromises. If you've grown tired of using the Switch in handheld mode, and have been looking for a way to make your Pro controller a viable, portable gaming input no matter where you go, I think the SwitchMount Pro gets the job done just fine.